This is a video to demonstrate the use of reagent strips for urinalysis. We have the Simon's, I believe you pronounce it, test strips here, multi-stick 10 SG. It tests for these 10 parameters of the urine, including SG, which is specific gravity. Here's the bottle. That contain the test strips. I've laid out 4 test strips here for each of my simulated urine samples. These are not actual urine, but they're simulating different patients' urine. So the way we're going to do this test is simply, I'm going to rotate my camera here so I can zoom in, pick up a test strip, and dip it into the urine sample so that all the little test pads are exposed to the urine, and then blot this on the side, or blot it a little bit there on the paper towel. Now I need to wait 30 seconds before I do the first reading, and in the meantime, for sample A here, testing sample A, I'm going to move my color chart over to the camera, and we are just coming up about 10 more seconds. We will be at 30 seconds, and that's where we're going to read the first reading. You can see GLU is glucose. We read that at 30 seconds, 30-second mark. We are at 30 seconds now. And I see blue, matching blue on the card. So that's a negative for glucose. Also at 30 seconds, matching up with the negative for the bilirubin. Over here, we'd get more of a brownish color if we had bilirubin in our urine sample. And yes, we're at 40 seconds now for ketones. KET seems to match again with negative. 40 seconds to 45 seconds, we are there. SG is specific gravity, and I'm matching this sample up. Steady here, you can see, I would say it's probably a little closer to this, somewhere between 1.015 and 1.020. Maybe the 1.15 might be the closest match. Okay, we are at, 60 seconds now, so we'll go ahead and read the other samples here, or the other tests. Blood, BLO, we're not getting any traces of green or blue in here, so this is a negative for blood. pH, if we match this strip up, it's coming in right around 7.5 for the pH. Going up to the next test, PRO is protein, and that bright green is on the negative, matches up with negative. And then, there we go. And for our URO, we read at 60 seconds. That is urobilinogen. And we're not seeing the pink in there. It's not really exactly a match here, but I'm going to go with that orangey color is our negative, or I'm sorry, 0.2 is basically a negative for urobilinogen. Maybe our simulated sample too honestly doesn't have any urobilinogen. So, and finally up here at 60 seconds, NIT for nitrates. Again, it looks like it's matching up most closely with the negative, because over here we have peach colors and it doesn't match that. So negative for nitrates. And the last test, let's see, we are at 2 minutes by now, a little bit past actually, and I'm not seeing any color in there. We would get like a gray or purple color if we had leukocytes. This has none of those colors, so we're going to say it's a negative for leukocytes. So that's my test for sample A. And I'm just going to repeat the same test here now for the other 3 samples. So I'm going to continue to video record. This is sample B. Put that in there. And blot. And I'm noting the time. So we'll just wait here for sample B for 30 seconds. We'll start reading. We have to wait about 10 more seconds. However, I'm starting to see already discoloration, change in coloration for glucose. So we're at the 30-second mark. Go ahead and read glucose. 2,000 or more. Bilirubin, negative. Ketones, I'm going to say negative there as well. Not really the peach color that we see there. We're at 45 seconds. Yes, so we'll read the specific gravity coming in again. I would say write it again between 1.015 and 1.020. You can decide where you think it matches best. Here's our blood, BLO at 60 seconds. We're just coming up on 60 seconds right now. And there's, if I have my timing right, I think that's right, it's 60 seconds for pH. Again at that 7.5. Here's our protein. 60 seconds. Urobilinogen. No pink there. Nitrates. No pink there. So we're going with negative. And we're coming up on 120 seconds is 2 minutes. Not seeing, we just got like 10 more seconds to get to the 2-minute mark, but I'm not seeing any coloration on the leukocyte strip either, the little pad at the top there. So I would say negative for leukocytes. Okay, let's move on to sample A and B. Let's move on to sample C. Go ahead and dip the strip. Just blot it once, noting the time. Okay, we're coming up on 30 seconds. There's our glucose. Put it on the side so we don't have the shadow. Looks blue. Bilirubin. Gonna match it there, right? No pink, no brown. In there, here's our ketones. I don't know. Maybe a hint, but not really. I'd say more brown than pink on the ketones. Specific gravity. Coming in very blue this time. I'd say it's more blue than it is green. We can see the 1.000 versus the 0.005. I'd say it's maybe just below the 5, but a lot of blue in there still, so closer to 1.000 on specific gravity. Blood, yes, we're coming right up on the 60-second mark right now. We're seeing the orange for blood. pH, slide this across. I would say it might even line up with 8. Kind of 7.5, maybe, no, a little darker. I'd say about 8, closer to 8 on that one. And again, 60 seconds, we can read the protein. We see negative there. Urobilinogen, again, we get this bright orange. I think that's because this is simulated blood, but no pink, so not even getting 0.2. I'd say less than 0.2, right? With this orange is what's happening there. Nitrates, again, we get a white pad, no pink. Negative. Leukocytes, nope, no color there, although we should wait a little bit longer. Well, actually, I think we just hit the 2-minute mark now, I believe, for that one. So I'm going to say negative again for sample C. Let's move on to our last sample here. And again, we'll dip, cover all the pads. Just blot it a little bit there, get off the excess. I'm noting the time. We're at 10:15 on our video, so give it 30 seconds. 10:45, we'll read sample D. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, we're at 30 seconds, so the glucose is still blue. So we're negative on glucose, negative on bilirubin at 30 seconds. Again, very white pad, but I think that's due to the simulated urine versus real urine. Ketones, definitely closer to this negative. 40 seconds, yeah, we are there. Let's read that SG specific gravity. Don't really see the brown in there. I want to say more green. So again, I'm going at like 1.015 or maybe 1.020. Maybe a little closer to the 20. There's our blood. No results here. Negative. And our pH. Looks like we're at 7.5. Now our proteins, we don't have that lime green. This is more, get a good focus for you there and a good color, good lighting. Maybe as much as 30. Definitely at least a trace. Definitely getting some protein in this sample. And the urobilinogen. Again, I'm going to go negative. And the nitrates, I'm going to go negative. Again, not matching exactly with the colors there, but not getting the pinks that we would see with the positive. So negative for urobilinogen and nitrates. And coming up on our 2-minute mark just now, about 5 seconds, we're seeing a white pad. No purples or grays, so it's not matching there. So I'd say negative. Again, for the leukocytes. So those are the 4 sample test strips. Now they've been sitting here a little bit, but I think the colors have not changed too much. I'm going to go ahead and end the video, and I'll take a snapshot and send this along to you for you to see the results of the samples. Thanks for watching.